Yeah, you know, I really don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I would love to do it, it's got it. I don't know. You know, it's really not a question for me. I would love to do it. I think that they're really trying hard right now to. I believe that they're really trying hard to kind of get back on track with the comic, which I think is a good thing that the fans really want. And I think that they need to introduce. They're introducing a lot of new characters this year, which people are really excited for, and I'm excited to see. I think Michelle and the Governor, like it's gonna be badass. So I just feel like they've really got to spend their time kind of developing these new characters rather than harp on old Shane, you know what I mean, and bring that back. Now down the road, maybe that would work, but it's like I said, I'm doing this new show, but look, man, if they want me back, I'd go back in a second for sure. Yeah.
I'll be watching the new show.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Hello.
Hello.
There's a lot of parts of the show that I really love, and a lot of the characters too. But I'm sure there were moments where you were really frustrated. So I'd like to know what was the part you hated most about the show.
The part I hated most about the show?
Yes.
Oh man. What's that? Besides time, yeah, I sucked, yeah. Twice. Yeah, freaking Carl. Why can't they keep track of their freaking kid?
I said that.
Find us out there. It's weird. I know this sounds, and it sounds especially weird telling you this, but the sex scenes are weird for me. In this show, they're weird. Because we have to be very careful. It's funny because as far as violence goes on AMC, you can show whatever you want. You want to shoot a little girl in the head, blast away. But as far as like sex and nudity, you have to be very, very careful about what you're allowed to show and what you're not allowed to show.
Like when Andrew grabbed your crotch in the musical.
You know what I mean? But I'll tell you, that scene was way, way, way more graphic than, it got cut. They had cameras inside the Hyundai. And I hated that. I hated my freaking car, man. I can finally say that now because the product placement that they made me have to drive that Hyundai. And no offense to Hyundai users or drivers, because it's a great automobile and I love driving it. But Shane could pick any car he wanted on that highway, and they had me pick a lime green Hyundai. That's what, there's these big ass freaking pickup trucks, and that's what he picked in a zombie apocalypse product placement. You know what I mean? So I did not like that. I did not like my car. I can finally say that now. It feels great. Hi.
I just want to say you're super handsome.
Oh boy. Thank you. It's really sweet of you. I don't feel that, but I've broken my nose 14 times. I feel like I'm the opposite.
It's not as bad as Owen Wilson's, like to the side.
Owen Wilson's?
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
I read an article. You said that you, on the last day of shooting the last show, or the last episode of the last season, you hid in the woods and you watched everyone.
Yeah.
I want to know if anyone found out that you were watching.
Well, I guess anybody who read the article did.
Well, no. I don't know if you told anyone or they saw you, because you said that you were sad and you felt like an outsider at that point.
No, it's not even that I felt like an outsider. It's just that, I shot my last scene, and it was so, when I did the last scene, Rick stabbing me, Jeff DeMunn, who plays Dale, was up on it. He had already been killed, so he was up on his farm in New York. He came and surprised me and was there for my last scene. The entire cast and crew stayed up all night long, and everybody was out there in that field to watch, and it meant the world to me. You hear actors always say, "Oh, it's like a family, everybody loved each other." I've worked on a bunch of things. It's not like that all the time, you know what I mean? And it really is that way on The Walking Dead, and I love those people. When I wrapped, I had to go to LA to do a talk show, when I got done, I came back to Georgia to come get all my stuff, my dogs and all that, and I told everybody I'd come by set to say goodbye, and I ran into Sarah Wayne Callies and we walked to set together, which is about a 3-mile walk through the woods to get to the farm. And I saw everybody working, and I don't know that it's that I felt like an outsider. It was so cool to just kind of watch the operation go. I mean, the crew of this show, they're such badasses. I mean, everybody, sound, the cameramen, the grips, I mean, it's like, they're such badasses. They're in the woods, they're in it 100%. We all work with each other in a really awesome way, and I just didn't want to be the guy who was like walking on the set disrupting that in any way. So yeah, like the weirdo that I am, I just went out and sat in the woods where nobody could see me. I sat on a rock and just
I just like that you just sat randomly in the woods and like then you were like, okay, I'm gonna leave now.
Yeah, no, I was there for like 2 hours. It was awesome. I watched and I loved, you know, I kind of had a silent goodbye to each of them, but yeah, I guess we've succeeded at making me be the weirdest guy.
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
It's all good. It's all good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sweetie.
The last 5 minutes, so not everyone who's got a question is going to get their question.
You want to do? Let's do rapid fire. You want to do rapid fire so we get them all out? Let's do rapid.
Awesome.
I was wondering if you still hang out with the guys of the cast even though you're not on the show anymore.
I absolutely do whenever I get a chance. Thank you, Shirley. Yeah, right.
That hat rocks, by the way.
What's that?
You rock that hat.
Oh, thank you.
So, that feeling that Shane probably got, he felt he did the right thing, and then he was making a bond, and then he finds himself is alive. That feeling of getting caught, or that sick feeling.
Yeah.
I get that sick feeling when I get caught. I do the wrong thing, that's kind of fun, but when I get caught, I feel sick. I'm also a martial artist, I've been a boxer. The first time I stepped into a ring with a dude, because I was working the bag, I jabbed him straight in the face, he didn't even blink. So that was like the first movement and moving around, and I had that cold, sick feeling. Like,
did you hit him?
I hit him, I nailed him straight, but he didn't blink, he was more experienced than me.
Yeah.
So he's like, and I had that cold, sick feeling. Do you ever get that when you're...
When I'm boxing?
Yeah.
No, man. I don't, man. No. When I box, man, no. I mean, I don't. You get in that ring, man. You get, that's why I have, unbelievable respect for anybody in the fighting game. It's like you get in that ring, you made an agreement. What's that? Rapid fire. Yeah, no, I do not, brother. Rock and roll, man. Good luck. Thank you.
Hello, thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
The scene, there's one in season 1 where you and Rick are in the car, and you were talking about the loneliness of Shane, and I thought the writing was excellent, and you were talking about you were looking for that girlfriend who would turn the light switch off. And for me, that really spoke volumes. That's what you were looking for. You were looking for what Rick has, and that you know what I mean. And my question is, was that totally scripted, or was any of that ad-libbed?
That was all totally scripted and very much cut down. That scene was a lot longer, but I totally agree with you. I don't think Shane knew that that's what he was looking for then, but I think that's exactly what he was looking for, is a family and a wife and a kid to, look at him like he to take care of him.
Right, that's what I got.
Right, I'm glad you did.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
I was wondering, is the Pacific what got you to be in all the other TV shows? Because that was what my favorite show you were
Wow,
on.
you like the Pacific, huh? That's cool. Yeah, yeah, right on. Look, that was such an honor to be a part of that show, and the friends I made on that show are still, my super close dear friends. I don't know. I think that you just keep going. That was one of my first big gigs, but I don't think it had anything to do with getting me on The Walking Dead, but it made me some great friendships,